appropriate nutritional value. Well, fuck, that eliminates about 80%, 90% of the whole grocery store right there. Because all they've got packed up on those shelves are a bunch of fucking sugar, guys. Every single thing in there is sugar. You know, they want to say something about things being addictive, right? Like, you can fucking regulate alcohol and make fucking, yeah, marijuana is highly illegal, but sugar, fucking, it's more addictive than anything on the fucking planet. They say it's 6 times more addictive than heroin. Sugar. Fucking sugar. So I guess that's back to number one blessing. I'm staying in my brother's garage because our house, what? Yeah, got fucked up in the flood. Fucked off. I'm staying in my brother's garage and I didn't drink coffee for like 4 or 5 months. So that was a blessing too, not drinking coffee, because I would put, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 sugars into each coffee. So whenever I came back home and started getting settled back in, I was like, you know what, no more sugar in my coffee. And then I was like, you know what, no more sugar, period. Now, I'll eat a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios and some shit like that, because literally you cannot live on anything that you buy from anywhere. It's gonna have sugar in it, like fucking energy bar. Yeah, then I was upset because I thought that granola bars were so good for you. You might as well just go get you a fucking Reese's cup or a Kit Kat. And fucking granola bars are not good for you. It's a trip. It's fucking 15 grams of sugar and 1 gram of protein. Nah, that's not what we're about. So what did we even start off today? Thanking the good Lord that we woke up today, right? And just talking a little bit about motivation. Sometimes, now definitely, okay, motivation. Let's talk a little bit about motivation. When I get up, I'm already excited to talk to you all, to do the radio Robcast AM. See what's the haps on the Golden Gulf Coast. But what motivates? And a lot of times we forget. You get a little bit depressed. You get a little bit, not feeling too good. Right now, if you're not feeling too good, just, man, go through and put on some good music. Karaoke a couple of songs. Put on some good music. Put on something old school that brings you back to the good old days. Play the Beastie Boys, Brass Monkey. You know what I mean? That sometimes there's something with that gets your rhythm, gets your body flowing, gets your foot tapping a little bit, and it motivates you. And if you can do, it's scientifically proven, guys, that once you do like a 20-minute cardio, or once you do walk the dog around the block, something like that, then what happens is that you could intentionally or unintentionally put your body, your mind, and your spirit into something called a flow state. And in doing that, what they say to get into a flow state is to take a long walk, to get a good cardiovascular workout in, have a couple of sips of coffee, and maybe smoke a fat doobie, or drink a little bit of herbal tea. Now, that's what I've heard. What I like to do is kind of the same thing, but like go for a motorcycle ride, go for a jog, do some kind of a workout. You know what I mean? And then I like to do something that involves, that I can kind of shut off, just shut everything down and like talk to you guys. That's a good flow state. Good little flow action, or anything to do with motorcycles. I could put on a blindfold and take some motorcycles apart, rebuild something, stretch something out, chop it up, and make it my own. but definitely we live for our mind, our body, and our spirit, and we should split that right down the middle, guys. When I say you live for your mind, we should probably, make your brain grow stronger. You should work your brain out, right? Live for our body, we've been talking about that already. To put good things into our body, good food, and to do some kind of an exercise. And then whenever I say that you've got to live for your spirit, that means that you've got to make good moral choices. You shouldn't have to look over your shoulder, right? At night. You should be proud of the things that you do, and you shouldn't have to hide anything from anyone that you do. I tell people my life is an open book. I have absolutely nothing to hide. I mean, it's a little bit on the boring side, but that's a blessing. You hear me? I'm saying that's a blessing. So I don't deal into drama. Not a big drama. Kind of headed off at the pass. You know what I mean? So when I say that you've got to live for your spirit, then you might luck out and get into something like Tai Chi, martial arts, mixed martial arts. You could read the Bible, philosophy. All of these things are good for your spirit. Meditation. I can't express enough how good meditation is. And if you get lucky, you'll get into something that combines all three of these things, like yoga. I'm watching some yoga poses right now. Looks kind of cool. I can see where it could definitely, being in yoga could definitely help you in Kung Fu. Because you gotta be like a rubber band in Kung Fu as far as stretching and stuff goes. And there's no such thing as a black belt in Kung Fu, guys. You become a master. But there's no belt. The only belt that you have in Kung Fu is the one that holds up your pants. You have a sash. So there's going to be a kiosk in Walmart starting in April, to where you can go in there and buy you a car from AutoNation. There's literally going to be a machine that you can go scroll through and buy you a car from AutoNation inside a Walmart. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I've read an article the other day, ladies and gentlemen. If you're putting the peace sign up in your selfies, if you're throwing the peace sign and other people are taking that picture with a smartphone, right? That what's happening is hackers are zooming in on your fingerprints, and then they're using your fingerprints in order to hack all your shit. So I don't know what you can do about that. Throw the peace sign backwards, guys. I don't know. Only wear gloves whenever you take pictures, I guess, because hackers are stealing fingerprints whenever you take selfies with a peace sign. And just talking a little about women's rights, men's rights. We're nothing without each other, guys. You know what I mean? And vice versa. So we should all have a common ground. And we should all have something that we believe in together. That was my whole theory. Like, let's say, oh man, we have time to get into this flip game theory and stuff like that. But yeah, motivation. Listen to a song, man. Listen to some good music. And once you get that body in motion, it's easier to keep it in motion. You know what I'm saying? We all have a bad day. We all don't feel like getting out of bed that one day, or every day for that matter. And I can definitely tell you that I wake up earlier naturally without an alarm than I ever did with a fucking alarm, period. Some days if I need to sleep later, I sleep later. Some days if I have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, I'll wake the fuck up at 4:30 in the morning. It's just, but normally, like I've set an alarm one time in the past couple months. That's because my niece needed a ride to work at like 6 a.m. and I didn't want to disappoint her. So, all right, guys, rock and roll. I am going to take a quick station identification So I really appreciate all of you ladies and gentlemen for tuning in, whether you're sitting there on that CNC machine fixing to hit cycle start, or you're just waiting to get the kids off to school so you can dig into that top dresser drawer and pull out Jeremy, your favorite vibrator, and wow, 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 oh yeah, I'd like to be this yoga instructor, dude. Putting his hands on some little old hotties telling us what they're doing and stuff. Oh, yep, put your hands on them. There you go. Yeah, what? Upward facing dog. I'm interested. Definitely going to do this. I'm going to check it out. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Ways to follow the Robcast Radio AM. Robcast Radio AM. You can listen anytime on YouTube. That's Rob C. Zombie on YouTube. Facebook, Robert Cole, Zombie in parentheses on Facebook. Definitely download the Spreaker podcast app, the best podcast network on the planet Earth. That's where you can also listen to things like Ari Shaffir's Skeptic Tank. You can listen to The Joe Rogan Experience. You can also listen to Fat Man on Batman, Hollywood Babylon, The Nerdist, Tommy Chong Cannabis Radio. The list goes on and on. Definitely download the Spreaker podcast app, put it in your phone, and follow the show there. Go to where it says information, where it says created by, click on my name, Robert Cole, and it will allow you to follow Robcast Radio. You can listen to this anytime on YouTube. If you're trying to get your workout done, if you're just trying to get the kids to school, trying to do your laundry, do your housework, working on an old hot rod or rebuild the motorcycle. It's Rob C. Zombie on YouTube. Rob C. Zombie on YouTube. The audio of all of Robcast Radio programming is available on YouTube 24/7, fool. And what else? Twitter. Robert Cole at Robcast Radio on Twitter. We likes to tweet. And last but definitely not least, Radio Robcast at gmail.com. Radio Robcast at gmail.com. Radio Robcast at gmail.com. That's where you can send us an email. Let us know what motivates you. Look, getting back to talking a little bit about motivation. Look, maybe you are a super motivated person and you just fucking pow. You know, your guns are loaded. You're ready to work out. You're ready to jog. You're ready to write or to make that blank slate and put something new on it every single time you need to. However, I'm not. It's hard for me to get motivated, so I have to think of different triggers. You know, like a good song, I'll always do it. A good trigger is for a pretty girl to text, you know, or call or like something. That's a good trigger. What else? It's like I said, it's a snowball effect. And if you are a super motivated person and, you know, if you're more easily motivated, guys, or if there's something that you have, if there's some sort of a program that you've got going on that works better, is what I'm saying, than my idiocracy, then I would be very interested to know what encourages you, what motivates you, what keeps you going. I mean, am I going to get totally all in shape and eat all the right things for my body? It's totally worth it because of the way you feel at the end of the day. It's kind of like if you have something that you want but you don't need, but someone else needs it and you give it to them. The feeling of losing that object is no comparison to the feeling of fulfilling someone else's needs of something that they absolutely need. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's giving to yourself. You know what I mean? It's not being selfish with yourself. It's not being greedy with yourself. It's doing the right thing for your mind, your body, and